Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
9.9 KISW.
Cat versus the FCC on the way. Yes, we will drink when toast with a shot of the day in the weekend. Then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
It's Bad Choice Friday.
It's Bad Choice Friday.
It's Bad Choice Friday.
Hey, man, this is your fault.
And as we celebrate 50 years of KISW, Ryan Castle Saturday and Sunday at noon brings you 25 from 50. This week on 25 from 50, the top 25 bass players of all time. These two bands have rockin' basses, but they will not be included in 25 from 50. Give it up for D-Light. D-Light and Groove is in the heart, taking on the Bee Gees.
Ted, did you just air guitar that little...
One guitar can play.
You cannot not dance with the song. It's impossible. I have to be drunk at a wedding.
Do anything else.
No, Ted air guitar. Oh, yeah.
Here's how you vote on Bad Choice Friday. Just follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. Get to vote there now because one of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with a shot of the day. Yeah. That's your Bad Choice Friday. All right, now time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
And our question, who got punked by a really good prank? We'll start with some of these from today. Guys, back when my husband and I were first living together, he had a bad habit of peeing in Gatorade bottles and leaving it by the computer for me to clean up later. One day, after numerous pleads for him to stop, I'd had enough. I picked it up and put it in the refrigerator. Later after work, I checked the refrigerator and saw that it was gone. He admitted he tried to drink it. 10 years later, I've not had to throw a pee bottle away. Cheers, bitches. That from Chandra. Let's see here. Guys, I was stationed in Japan back in 83. A bunch of us Marines went with a couple of Japanese Self-Defense Forces air traffic controllers we work with to a club in one of the towns. It was quite a ways from the U.S. base, so they didn't really see many Americans. So when we showed up, we were the main attraction, to say the least. Anyhow, there was a very cute gal that kept looking over at our table. So after several Jack and Cokes, I went over to ask her to dance. But being a good Marine, I came prepared, as I had one of the Japanese controllers teach me how to ask her in Japanese. Armed with my newfound knowledge of the Japanese language, I walked up to her table. I respectfully acknowledged the guys at her table and word for word repeated what I was told. And as I start to talk, her smile turns into a frown. Then she tosses her glass of water in my face. I was shocked by her reaction and turned to go back to my table and saw that everyone there was in hysterics, and I knew that I had apparently did not ask her to dance, but instead asked her to perform a certain act on my man bits. That from Dave.
Listen, Dave, if I've learned one thing in my life, that's one thing more than most people think. But one thing I know to be true, do not ever take advice or trust your friends when they say you're going to a foreign country and they say, hey, just say this. Because I want you to remember, you would do the same thing to them. Mm-hmm. They will do not repeat anything that your friends told you should say in a foreign country. I'm always like, I will never say what you just said, even if you're telling me the truth.
Guys, I used to carpool over 50 miles each way with a friend. When he drove, I was awake both ways. When I drove, he would sleep the whole damn drive. On the way home one afternoon, I changed the time on the car ahead 1 hour. He woke up and looked at the clock and said, traffic was bad. I said, yeah, horrible. And I went home. Next day, he told me it was 2 to 3 hours later before he figured out why his mind and body were off by an hour all night long. He didn't sleep on the commute for a while. Enjoy your show, guys. Thanks for doing what you do. That from Jerry. All the guys, I was working as a cop and found out some kids I knew from a local church were pranking by taking election campaign signs from people's yards. I called both of the guys and said I was an FBI agent investigating the theft of campaign signs. One of the guys about pooped his pants over the phone, but I never got in touch with the other one. I later heard he was avoiding the phone. One night on the way home from work, I found out the second kid was at the church. So I drove to the church. I was still in uniform and was driving my black 96 Impala SS. Looks a lot like a cop car. I saw the kid in the parking lot, turned on my high beams, got out of the car with my flashlight, and yelled at him to kneel in front of my car with his hands up. I came up to him, and the look on his face was priceless when he found out I was the FBI guy. Rock on. That from Juan. Working on a job site in Redmond and got into the job trailer before the assistant superintendent got there. I found the air horn that they use for site emergencies and taped it to the underside of his office chair. So when he sits down, it blared super loud in a tiny 10x20 job trailer. The best part was the woman at the desk next to him was mad at him, even though she knew that I was the one that did it. That from Sam the Fish Man. Ola Bacholas had an ex-girlfriend who was very attractive but was a little fuzzy in the face. It was known to everyone, but no one ever said anything. I came up with the idea to buy her a beard and mustache trimmer for her 18th birthday. My buddy and I bought it from the Walgreens near his house. Our good friend was the cashier when we purchased it. He looked at us like, why in the F? Because we couldn't grow facial hair. We wrapped it nicely and placed it on the windshield so she would see it when she came out. Obviously, she was very upset, and so were most of my friends. I apologized, and she essed my, She crapped in his drawer 2 weeks later.
Oh, damn.
I'm just going to say it that way. That from Clap.
That's pretty rough, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I knew a girl that had, like, a blonde beard. Mm-hmm. She's still hot.
Yeah.
Don't mind your beard, baby.
Yeah, but, like, you would never say anything to her.
No, there are certain things you just know. Do not bring it up.
Guys, please, on the birthdays, please wish Preston, a.k.a. Car Show, a very happy 16th birthday. Please have Coach Ted give advice for the game tonight when the mighty Lake Stevens Vikings plan to pummel the Snohomish Panthers. Love, Dad, Grumposaurus Rex, and T-Bone.
Simple. We're going to go out there tonight. We're going to establish the run. We're going to dominate the line of scrimmage because that's what we got to do to win. And then at the end of the day, look, this is our house, right? We don't lose here. And we only got to do 3 things tonight. We're going to block, tackle, win. Let's go.
Hey. Guys, my boyfriend Randy is a big fan of your show, and he would love it if you would give him a shout-out with the Dirty Germans and a fish sandwich montage, please. Thank you so much. All the best. That from Melissa.
Yeah, I like this name Randy, even though that is not my name, it is my description.
Yeah, you know, when I think of the Randys, I always think of them being completely naked. But yes, there's still that one little stick to hold on to. Thank you, Randy.
Can I get a
fillet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. Oh, yeah. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon, and at night.
I'll buy you a fish sandwich.
So you don't want a fish sandwich?
Oh, the dinosaurs. Can I get a birthday shout out to my beautiful and wonderful wife, Leah? She's been an avid listener of your show since the very beginning. Being the awesome wife she is, she always gets me a birthday shout out every single year. And every time for me, I try to repay that gesture. Could you get thrills, Captain Crunch, talking about teaching elementary school during these tough times? Thank you guys and rock on. That from Justin in Monroe.
The captain used to be a substitute teacher until they found out, quote, things about me. So it's been a while, but just know that all the children in your classroom enjoy my cereal as well as my fellow mascots. So if you really want to educate them, just let them know that you can't say him as a huge feathered hog. Crunch berries.
Well, he's got a big nose. All the Cholos, I want to give a big...
You know what they say.
Yeah.
It has stripes, too.
I want to give a big men's room shout out to my husband, Max, for his 32nd birthday today. Lifelong listener and huge fan. How about you like that? Your penis is too small. And some dirty German talk. Dealer's choice. Thanks, guys, and keep killing it. Cheers. That from Haley.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah, the captain was talking about the toucan salmon. One of these things that you rarely hear about him is that he likes to call his backside his leather Fruit Loop.
Yeah, it's this Max fella. Sounds like he has a big night ahead of him. I talked to him earlier. I said, Max, what you going to do tonight? And he said, comment on Haley's face.
Oh, come on.
Comment. Haley, it's a famous comment.
Oh.
He does it once every 79 years.
Yeah, right. It's a big one. Better wear your goggles.
Jesus.
Good God.
Yeah, what was the Nickelodeon show where you get slimed?
Oh, yeah. You can't use that on television.
That's how they invented the game show.
Isn't it called GAC?
Guys, my best
Don't
friend.
talk back.
My best friend Matthew. He's completed his 35th solo rotation today. How about a Here Comes the Dope Pusher, a Leroy Jenkins, and an owl hitting the window on this auspicious day. Keep on rocking, guys. That from Michael.
Here comes the dope pusher. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
One just isn't as funny anymore.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Today is my boyfriend's 40th birthday. Can you send Joshua Lee Fox a dirty German birthday greeting with a Southern Arkansas twist, as he is from Arkansas and is a huge Razorback fan? Love, Andrea, his Canadian, Asian, Italian, and Huxley.
Yeah, I know that you're a Razorback fan. I also like women with very hairy backs. It is the razor to reveal that fresh skin underneath that is so exciting.
Yes, it must be very strange for this Canadian lady to have sex with a man. So every time he has sex, he goes, "Oh, pig suey."
Yeah, it is not an insult to you. It is just a thing they do in Arkansas.
Yeah, I wonder if he calls it 40 minutes of hell as well.
Yeah, he calls me his personal Razor Black.
Jesus. All the beaches. I want to give a birthday shout out to my dad. Let's see here. We already just did that. The same. That's from his lovely daughter Layla. So that's also for.
I kind of like that one. That's just plain.
Please.
You know what? Give one to my dad.
That's it. All right, guys. Here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob. A couple extra emails here. Let's see what we got. Ola Macholas. I've been biting my tongue for quite some time about y'all's hate for lima beans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Uh-huh.
Not y'all's. I have defended lima beans since the day I've been on this show.
After Big Dummy, Thursday night, I see y'all might have gotten a little clarity. Limas are delicious when cooked right. Get the large white limas, soak overnight, put in a crock pot the next morning with a couple of smoked ham hocks or smoked neck bones with chicken or vegetable stock, salt and pepper. Add a bay leaf if you want some diced onion and celery. Throw that in. Cook all day. Serve over rice. My wife always hated lima beans until she had mine. Now it's a staple. You're welcome. That from Greg down in Georgia. P.S. You can basically do the exact same thing with green beans as well.
You can tell he's from Georgia because the recipe sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm. And all the y'alls.
Right. Ham hock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's key. You know,
I don't know anybody outside of the South that would use just that term ham hock.
But if you put them in beans every time, man, I mean, you can't go wrong. Sometimes if you get one that's really too smoky, it'll add too much smoke to it. But if you can just get a regular ham hock that has
that's a smoky ham hock.
Is a ham hock the same thing as a pork knuckle?
Yeah. Yeah, basically the same thing, yeah. Happy positive Friday,
but not
you
a
bitches.
moose knuckle.
I've never had the experience of blacking out from drinking, suffice to say. I remember the good and the bad times equally as far as memorable drinking moments. But one instance in particular comes to mind. I lived in a house with 3 other dudes, and 3 out of the 4 of us worked at the same job. Fantastic gig, pay was decent, boss was cool, and the job was fairly simple. Problem was that we were contracted under a bigger company that was to make the decision to extend our contract by New Year's Eve or let us go. We had a very sure feeling that we were going to be let go, so we decided to hold a massive New Year's Eve party. I knew that losing our job meant that we had to budget ourselves on alcohol, so that night I found a deal on Cook's Champagne, 2 for $9.
Must be good.
And decided that I was going to double fist both bottles throughout the night. The party was amazing. We had live bands playing in our basement and a bonfire in the backyard. The only incident was a dude who disagreed with me on something and pushed me. Not knowing who I was 2 seconds from shoving him into the bonfire, but someone came in between us. Otherwise, great night. Best hangover ever. Rock on. That from Christopher. And one more as far as food allergies are concerned. Bitches in beer or not, as I am allergic to something in beer. The intolerance turned into an allergy that I couldn't fight through around my 25th year. My last beer was a black butt porter on Christmas Eve in 2015 with my lunch.
Solid
I finished
beer.
it, knowing it was my last one after the first sip, and promptly hated life until the next morning. Other annoying allergies developed around that time are apples and jalapenos. The apple one sucks because they are an omnipresent in Washington, and that means no more ciders or Canadian whiskey. The whiskey one surprised me, as Canadian whiskey is cut with apple juice. The hangover after only 4 ounces is just not worth it.
Damn.
Rock on and stay beautiful, guys. That from the friendly IT
I had a
guy.
Honey Crisp last night.
Okay. All right, I think it's time that we go back in time to the last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
Time. Ooh. 1 sock cutter. He cuts socks. 2 sock cutters. They cut socks. 3 sock cutters. They cut socks. 4 sock cutters. They cut socks.
3 times fast.
1 sock cutter. He cuts socks. 2 sock cutters. They cut socks. 3 sock cutters. They cut socks. 4 sock cutters. They cut socks. 1 sock cutter. He cuts socks. 2 sock cutter. They cut socks. 3 sock cutters. They cut socks. 4 sock cutters. They cut socks.
2.
1 sock cutter. He cuts socks. 2 sock cutters. They cut socks. 3 sock cutters. They cut socks. 4 sock cutters. They cut socks.
Big win at Ted versus the FCC. Let's do it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Man, oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Man, oh, man. What a firestorm of creativity we had last night.
And sorry, guys, that's why we sent you to bed early, made the hot cocoa early.
That was,
watched the family movie.
You know, when
Ever related.
You could have let Mike and I finish the game.
Hey, we will finish it tomorrow.
We,
it was a really good game.
It was a creative,
Yeah, everybody at school was talking about.
unbelievable session. But, so we do all that work last night. We come in here and, in the emails from the men's room at KISW.com,
I
we
wish
find
we'd
this
known that. We would have let you stay up to watch the game.
Listener
We'd have had more cocoa.
Ted versus the FCC.
We'd have added more marshmallows. Ted has that weird marshmallow allergy thing. After he has too many, he goes crazy. Right?
And as we always say here in the men's room,
That's why I like the little ones.
The listener comes first, right? Especially in Mike's household. Listener comes first. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Hey!
Says Ola.
I'm pretty sure Miles is the only one with that rule.
Yeah. I think Miles and Thrill worked too hard. This email.
Thank you, man. If you had seen this last night, you wouldn't have believed it.
So I made this tongue twister to give him a break for once. That from Patrick.
Patrick, you are a good man.
And Patrick's Ted versus the FCC goes something like this. Cupid's stunt is a cunning stunt. He tipples and knits while he sits and slits Channing Tatum's City Sushi.
Wow.
The way that we play Ted versus the FCC is you got to read that 1 time through and then 3 times fast.
This guy's.
He's awesome.
It's not even real.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Cupid's stunt is a cunning stunt. He tipples and knits while he sits and slits Channing Tatum's City Sushi.
3 times fast.
Cupid's stunt is a cunning stunt. He tipples and knits while he sits and slits Channing Tatum's City Sushi.
1.
Cupid's stunt is a cunning stunt. He tipples and knits while he sits and slits Channing Tatum's City Sushi.
2.
Cupid's stunt is a cunning stunt. He tipples and knits while he sits and slits Channing Tatum's City Sushi.
3. Oh, it's a big win.
Let's go, Tar!
Boom. That's how it's done.
Seattle baseball team.
Big win in Ted versus the FCC. You are listening to the men's room.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
A burst pipe at 3 a.m. is a bad way to start the day. A cold shower in November isn't invigorating. So before you start freaking, call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is just one call away 24 hours a day. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
Coming up in just minutes, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, 84% of people claim that they would exercise more if it wasn't so boring.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Right. And
I think outside of playing like a sport you like, basically exercise, people do it to stay in shape. And
exactly.
They should.
They do it because they have to. I mean, I've played the gym life. There was a gym at the last apartment complex that I was in, and yeah, it is long, drawn out, boring. You're sitting on a treadmill, which if that's your gig, power to you. It's not mine. I was lucky that there was a TV in there, honestly.
Right, like sometimes I'll tell people I like running stairs or go as opposed to running.
Right.
But if I had a choice between sitting on the couch and watching college football or doing the stairs, I would watch the college football.
You bet.
Right. It's like in the version of what you're doing, you like that version.
Exactly.
I like none of it. That's why I get mad when they're like, and look, I get you want to do good charitable things. And they're like, hey, Jones, for the 5 mile fun run. Like, it's not fun.
No.
It's not fun.
Right.
I'm doing this because it goes to a good cause. Look, am I smiling? I am not.
Right. You know what?
This is not fun.
I have more fun walking than I do running, but at least they call that a walkathon.
So that's why I like what we do. You want to get the charity, drink a beer.
There you go.
That is good, yeah.
You don't have to run.
Bottoms up.
You don't have to do a damn thing except be the degenerate that you are.
There you go. Good news, gents. We are about 1 month away from the return
of
the McRib. So everybody get ready to shell out $5 just to remember why the McRib goes away once a year.
The headline that right, you remember that you don't like it.
That's right.
The headline.
Right. That's what I say. Get ready to get all fired up and disappointed.
The headline I read said McDonald's has rediscovered the animal responsible for the McRib.
Man, we had a well, here's the big deal is that it's coming back nationwide. It's just, we usually just do it city, like regional here and there.
Okay.
But remember, we had that bag in the old studio to throw. That bag of them sat in there for a while.
Because everyone
was so
bit into one and we're like, oh.
See, I don't mind the McRib, but again, after one, I'm good. I love barbecue sauce. That's why I like the McRib, because I love barbecue sauce. And that is basically a plastic patty smothered in barbecue sauce.
And that's why they started doing it in limited release, because they were like, if we only do it once in a while, people go ape stuff for
it. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forget that you don't like it.
Exactly. Just got onions and pickles and a big old batch of barbecue sauce on it. We're good.
Yeah, it's like I always say, it's like the meat lover's pizza.
Sure.
Once a year you get it.
You do. And now that you mention it, Ted, it has been a hot minute since I've gotten a meat lover's pizza.
Ooh.
I think we're due.
You should chop up a McRib and put it on a pizza.
Hell yeah.
Problem with that is, man, you can only have it's like Chicago pizza. Like, I like to have, if I'm going to sit down and really cheat, I want 3 pieces of pizza. You know what I mean? 3. I can only get through 1 or 2 of those. I'm like, I've had enough.
I've had enough. Help.
Yeah, that's a pizza you hunker down with the next day.
Yeah, buddy. There's a man on TikTok with the handle not Brian Laundrie because he looks way too much like him.
All right.
That is unfortunate.
It is. There was also the guy that his name was Justin Bieber, and he was getting all sorts of hate all over Twitter. I feel like there was another name I don't remember.
John Jones.
Oh, that's right.
That dude's always like, what did the idiot do this time?
Right. Yeah, what did he do this time, Ted? He screwed up again.
Oh, no, this time, though, it's affected him. He's going to change his life.
Uh-huh. Oh, is he? You know what? Good. I was waiting for him to turn it around. I'm glad that he said that this time, and he's going to turn around.
Hey, man, there was a Baltimore sports local sports guy. His name was Jerry Sandusky.
Mm-hmm.
When all that stuff went down to Penn State, man, he was getting all the hate. He's like, I mean, he was in tears like, I'm not him.
Right?
I am not the guy
Like,
you're
did you
thinking
just
of.
shut down your Twitter for a year at that point? Like,
I would
it's
have,
not me,
yes.
man. It is not me. The rights to the Folgers' best part of waking up jingle are being auctioned off.
I saw that.
Currently, the last I checked when I wrote that down, it was like $90,500.
But then what do you do with it? It's not like you're going to sell it back to Folgers.
Now I can use it.
For, yes, all those moments that I need to
Exactly, man. I would bring it onto my headline segment, and that's what I would use it for. I would just use it in there somewhere.
Can you not use it now?
No, it's currently still owned by Folgers, but they're auctioning it off.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then if I were to buy it, like, they couldn't come down on me. It's mine.
I'd change the lyrics, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right, it's just the best part of waking up. That's
Right.
what they own.
Yeah, it's a great jingle.
Does that mean they're coming up with a new jingle? If you're selling
Gotta
the
be.
rights to it, right? Because once you sell the rights, if Folgers wanted to use it, that person can then charge them. So that tells me there's a new jingle on the way.
Yeah.
They'll want the old one back.
Eventually.
They'll come up with some new crap, and it
New
won't work.
jingle.
They'll be like, we should just stick with what works.
Everyone
Yeah.
has known it.
But I think the problem is people are so used to going out and getting coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Like instant coffee, they're like, all right, we got to Folgers!
Let me ask you a question. Put
it in your cup.
Let me ask you a question. You go to your local coffee shop, right?
All right.
All right.
They've got dark roast, they got medium roast, they got light roast, they also have Folgers.
I'm getting the Folgers.
I'm going late roast.
Would you buy a Folgers at a coffee shop?
I would
Yeah.
at least once. To say, all right, why do they have Folgers?
I have Folgers in my home.
I know that.
Because that's your home.
But you're not going to make it because you're at the coffee shop. You're like, you know what? I like Folgers. Just give me a cup of Folgers.
I would do it just because I like the consistency.
I can get my Americana or Folgers.
Exactly. I know what I'm getting.
Can I get a Folgers Americana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
It would be like going to a restaurant and they have Totino's party rolls, or
Right.
pizza rolls, or party pizzas. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take one of those for an appetizer.
I'm convinced that's what half people do for mozzarella cheese sticks.
I am too. And some of them are.
Yeah.
And Mike, technically, you couldn't, Folgers can't be an Americana because that's Americano, because that's espresso.
Oh, true enough. That's fact. Good job.
Espresso.
By the way, Mike, we were talking about people that share names.
Indeed.
Jerry Sandusky, etc. Someone here says, my name is Jeremy Sumter.
All
I
right.
get confused with the little dude that played Peter Pan, so my Facebook is always getting blown up with these little girls trying to friend request me. It's so damn annoying.
Look at the picture, for goodness sake.
You look different in real life.
Right. The hell.
Hey, look, there's amazing things people don't notice. Just a quick aside. Years ago, the band KISS, they did their Halloween special, KISS Meets the Phantom of the Park.
All right.
Which is the worst thing that has ever been made. But as a child, I really, really wanted to see it.
Sure.
At the time that this was going on, the band's going through the stuff, the lead guitar player, he's all drugged out, whacked out, all this. So he kind of walks off the set, does his own thing for a while. Time is money, they keep filming. And he goes, the one thing that no one noticed, there's a scene where they're fighting.
Yeah.
And he goes, they had a stuntman take over for me because you're wearing the face makeup.
All right.
It was a black dude.
No kidding.
Yeah, and they're like, still, nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. If you ever get the chance to go back to see that, you'll notice after he tells you, but you're like, damn, man.
Do you guys know what the most popular search term on Bing is?
I read this.
I don't know.
It is absolutely the right answer.
It's phenomenal.
What is
beer.
it? Where's Google?
Exactly. Google.
Oh, that makes
Google
sense.
is the number one search term on Bing.
I can't believe they haven't folded that division yet.
I know, right?
I mean, look,
No one uses it.
you were being a follower in the first place. So there's no point in trying to match what is already working, what is already
Right.
dominant.
You
missed,
can.
You missed the boat.
How do you make it?
can.
Well,
I mean, but it's
sometimes.
like,
How do you
Burger
make it?
King made a decent living, and also hear me out. Because like Windows phones, right, just never worked in the States, but they are massive in Asia.
Sure.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
sometimes it's just different markets that use like
Follow
different
it.
things.
I understand.
That
I
makes
think
sense.
the problem they've run into is that most people buy Q-tips, not because you could tell the difference between your average cotton swab and a Q-tip, but it's just called a Q-tip.
I think you
Kleenex
can.
does well. So with Google, it's just people, even if you go to Bing, hey, I'm going to go Google this on Bing. Like Google has become the verb
I
that
agree
describes
with your
thing.
analogy.
I know what
other
you
than,
mean, but
like I've got the ones that are like the pink sticks on the Q-tips.
well, the pink ones you can tell.
They're horrible. They're all soft and like a cotton is not really.
But look, you're right.
cat
It's
likes
one of the laws of marketing. But also, Jeeves was there before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
I
like
loved
for
Jeeves.
big, like a lot of people are always like, you can't have the same. Can't. I mean, it'd never be as big as Google. But I'm saying, like,
Right.
Burger King's a pretty big company.
Yeah.
It's,
Yes, sir.
it'll never be McDonald's.
Right.
Right. Yeah. COVID has been linked to restless anal syndrome.
Oh,
yeah.
What is that?
What is that?
That is basically when you... I was reading about it. Basically, it creates a nagging feeling in the anus if you are sitting still.
What is a nagging feel? Like nagging
it's a pain. It's a pinch. It is a discomfort. I don't know if it's itchy, but
do I feel like I need to poop?
Basically, the only way that you can make it better without going into the doctor and getting some sort of treatment for it is to actually move around. You get up and you walk about in it, and then you don't feel that nagging feeling back there. But they have a hell of a time laying down and going to bed at night because they're sitting there, and it keeps pinching, it keeps spasming, it keeps aching.
I don't want that.
No, you do not. As funny as it sounds, you do not want it because that is torture and it sucks.
Restless anal syndrome.
Yes. 1 in 8 people over 50 are having sex 5 times a week.
Sweet.
Good for them.
I'm keeping that number down.
Let's see, there's 2 in here. Alrighty then.
Man, 5 times a week, that's good.
That is real
That's
good.
getting it done.
Yeah.
That is getting it done. Let's see, most Americans say breakfast is important, but they're too busy for it.
Yeah. That's kind of how it works.
Is it?
What, important?
Well, it's one of those things. It was like beaten to your head and stuff. But then I see there's some newer stuff. They're like, you don't have to eat breakfast.
Okay,
no.
I mean, remember the food pyramid we grew up with? I don't think is even right anymore.
Here's the deal.
Right, they've changed that.
I've got room for one thing in my life, like in the morning. So that's probably going to be like, if I can, I'll go to the gym, right? Now, if I got up in the morning, if I did not sleep to the last possible minute that I could, and I actually got up like a half an hour, 45 minutes earlier, I could get stuff done. There's a breakfast spot right by my house. You know, that's Roxy's Diner. I walk by there all the time. They're serving breakfast. I'm like, why don't I get up like one day a week?
Yes.
And just go in there and sit at the counter.
Do it.
Have a cup of coffee and have some breakfast. And the reason is because I sleep in until the last possible minute.
Well, quit.
Every single time.
Wake up early in the morning, get over there, Miles.
I know that, but I don't.
Just do it.
Well, yeah, okay. That's one day a week.
Yeah.
Grab me a bagel.
Last time I was in there, it was like 3 Jamesons and,
But we still had breakfast.
2 Miller Highlights.
But we also had breakfast.
Yeah, we did.
We did have breakfast. We just had a lot of booze with it.
Just set your alarm on right now on your phone that'll wake you up on like Wednesday morning and go on down there and treat yourself to a breakfast.
And that's the problem, because I know I'm going to walk in there and still want those 2 Jamesons and a Miller High Life, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's Wednesday. Oh, I got to go to work. Serious.
Let's see.
It's kind of my off-day breakfast spot.
If I'm not doing early day drinking or going to the gym, I rarely will eat breakfast.
Right.
Yeah.
But also that I think of more of going to a place that's more of a weekend thing for me when I have a day off. So if I do have a couple, I can go to bed. You know what I mean?
The only time I might eat breakfast is on a weekend, and even then, not Sunday, because by the time I get up, football pregame is on, and I have no interest in doing anything that's not football related. But I realize we make breakfast almost every morning, just not for us.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
When I stay with my friends that have small children, I always eat breakfast.
You are up. You're making something. Dude.
Also, Mike, here's a key. After 11 o'clock, if I'm really stoned, but I'm hungry, right? I tend to go to breakfast food. There's nothing better that you can put in your mouth in a bowl of cereal, or I get those Eggo waffles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pop one of those in the toaster, man, like 11:15 at night. You know what I mean? Smother that bad boy in butter and maple syrup, man. Just you eat one of those, you're like it's like dessert.
It is. It really is.
This is great.
Google Trends looked at the top baby names that we've been Googling over the past year, and good news for you guys.
Oh, no.
I have the top 10 girls and the top 10 boys names that we've been Googling over this last year. These are some of my favorite lists.
They're not necessarily babies name this, but just what people are Googling.
Correct. So these are kind of names that they're scoping out for babies.
Oh, boy.
Place your bets. We're going to start with the boy names.
Jasper,
not a bad call. Miles, where are you hitting on this one as far as baby names go?
I am not in tune with what's happening with the younger generation as far as what they're watching on TV. So
Okay.
I'm not that I'm passing on this one, but I'll say something like Aiden.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Not a bad call.
Caden, Jaden. I'm going to guess Noah. People seem to be getting biblical lately.
yeah, and I'll throw in an Axel.
Okay. Here you go as far as the top boy names. Number 10, Hunter.
Yeah,
Now, Hunter, I feel it's still good on that
It's
one.
still a younger name. There's not a lot of hunters over 30.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, because they're dead.
You're talking about Hunter S. Thompson?
I am. That was a dark joke. I apologize.
Number 9, Logan.
All right.
Number 8 is Jackson, spelled Jaxson.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
I kind of like that one.
Well, you get to put an X in your name, but you'll never be able to find a license plate with your name on it.
Yeah.
In 20 years, they will, because Jackson is becoming that.
Or like a keychain or whatever they say.
Let it go.
Ayo. In a surprising twist, number 7, Jackson.
Oh.
Spelled Jaxon. So there's one that is Jaxson, and there's one that's Jaxon.
I prefer Jaxon.
What got popular where that is the, instead of spelling it Jack?
It's just to switch it up. They've been doing it with chicks for a while, right? They started switching up the spelling a little bit, not so much with guys, but I feel like Jackson has become that name.
It doesn't
that
every
way you can call
generation.
them Jax.
And I feel like every generation has the same names, right?
Pretty
Like
much.
my age, around 40, you still meet a lot of like Teds, like
Ted,
Tony,
Wendy, Susan.
Amy,
You might have
Sarah.
it with Jax, though, because Sons of
Jeff.
Anarchy, that was the main character's name. I don't know how much that's still carrying over today, because that show ended, what?
Yeah, you can
6
basically
years ago?
You can date people and get an appropriate age, not based on their looks necessarily all the time, but based on their name.
Exactly. Number 6, Levi, as far as the top baby names we're Googling in 2021.
I have a good friend named Levi.
I like pants.
Yeah, we've all been in his party buses. Shout out to Lion Pride.
Number 5, Top Gun name there, Ted.
Maverick.
Goose.
Maverick.
Oh,
Really?
Goose.
Maverick. Get out of here.
It's a good, strong name. I like the name Maverick.
Nobody's going to name their son Goose.
Well, that was my guess.
This is my son, Iceman. Number 4, Caleb.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like we all knew a Caleb.
We did. But I knew like one.
Right.
What, are they all dead now? I knew a Caleb.
Yeah, they're all dead. Every one of them.
I just don't talk to him anymore. Number 3, Kai.
K-A-I?
K-A-I, Kai.
All right.
The only one that was mentioned in this room is at number 2, Miles Montgomery. You got it with
Did I get it
8
right?
at number 2.
Okay.
Wow.
And then this is the number 1 boy name that we are Googling in 2021, based after the new Pixar movie, Luca.
Really?
Luca.
People, look, whatever.
Well,
Name you
could
care
that
what you
also
want.
be because of the NBA player? MVP, Luka Doncic?
It could be.
It could be.
It could also be Luca Brasi.
Oh, he sleeps or swims with the fishes
There you
now.
go.
Who sang the song, My Name is Luca?
I was just trying to think that.
My name is Luca. I live on the... Shut up.
That sucked.
Top trending girl names. Place your bets. What are we doing here in 2021 for girl names?
See, Madison has run its course.
Okay.
As far as that goes, so...
Right, my niece was a Madeline.
I'm going to give my girl a stripper name. Give her, I'll say Lexus.
All right.
Lucy.
Lucy. Okay. Ted.
Becky.
Here we go. As far as the
Karen,
top trending girl
Karen,
names,
Karen. I
No,
guarantee
that name is gonna absolutely
Becky
go
with
away.
bad
man.
hair.
Number 10, Aria. Much like the Vegas Hotel, A-R-I-A, Aria.
I would go Areola, but not Aria.
Oh God.
Is that because of Grande?
Oh shoot, it might
Or
be.
she's Ariana?
Wait
Yeah,
for
she's
that.
Ariana.
Wait on that one. Number 9, Mila.
Oh, yeah, like
or
Mila
Mila, I
Kunis.
guess. Yeah. Or
Kunis.
Like she was in Roots.
Exactly. It's like, well, she has a little darker skin. I mean, come on. She's got a dark complexion.
Could also be Mila Jovovich.
She was the Black Swan.
That's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
So she did her name change.
Top trending girl names, number 8, Eliana.
Eliana?
E-L-I-A-N-A. Eliana. Number 7, Amelia with an A.
That's an old school name.
That is an old school name. It's a good name, though. It's a very pretty name. I'm glad it's coming back.
Who's the first person to think of?
Bad pilot.
Amelia? Yeah, pretty much.
Bad pilot.
We don't know where she's at.
Maybe bad aircraft. You know what I mean? Maybe she was a pretty competent pilot.
I don't know.
But
I'm just saying that's what comes to mind.
Okay, let me
I
ask you
didn't
this,
vote
Miles.
for her.
It's 25 years from now. We get on the flight, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm your Captain Amelia. I'm like, get me off.
We're out.
Get me off this plane. Sorry, man.
we're flying to the South Pacific?
I was going to say, we're going to Australia?
Is that the Bermuda Triangle?
It doesn't matter where you're going. We won't reach our destination.
Top trending girl names, number 6. That is where we find Ariana.
All right.
Is it Ariana or Ariana? I remember I get all
I think
kinds
it's
of crap for it,
Ariana.
and I can't remember
It's
which
like-
one it is.
Yeah, it's Ariana.
Is it the hard R or is it like air, up in the air?
Always say air because it'll piss them off.
Yeah, Ariana.
Ariana.
Ariana. Number 5, Naomi. I knew one Naomi in school.
Wow, it was a pretty strong name when I was growing up, but yeah, it disappeared for 30 years, man.
I feel
Yeah,
like...
I mean, I think of Campbell.
Yeah.
Naomi Campbell, not bad. I feel like Naomi is a name that you own. Like you gotta own the name Naomi.
I'm thinking back. The two Naomis that I knew throughout my years in school, both of them were cool, but you would not F with either one of them.
No
See, I feel like Naomi, that's one of those names where, like, there's no middle ground. She's either like a troll or super hot.
A troll.
Top trending girl names, number 4, Isla.
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 Isla Fisher.
Like Isla Fisher. I was watching Wedding Crashers not just this week.
She is not ugly.
No, she is not.
Well, she's an actress.
Number 3, Everly.
Everly.
So not Beverly, but Everly.
I feel like I've recently heard about an Everly. I feel like a friend of mine had a baby and called her Everly. Number 2, Autumn. Always a classic name.
Hey, we're here at the time of the year.
There's autumn, there's summer.
It's Thaughtum.
Thaughtum, that's true. Good work
Right
there,
now,
Ted.
not the kid's name.
And this is the number 1, the top trending girl name, and it is Olivia.
Oh, all right.
It's a good name. I like the name Olivia.
It's
Always on there.
It's always Olivia. That is a name that seems will never go away.
Truth. Oh, shoot. Come here. Doggone it. My computer's acting up. Hey,
All right.
And by the way, real quick, somebody points out Naomi is just I moan backwards.
Well, you hope so.
Well done. A man by the name of Arthur Brooks wrote a piece on how to build a life, but there's something a little ironic about it.
What is the irony there?
Tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, my cock. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now, but first, so we made it to the weekend and drinking time.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.